Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is part 2 of my life. If you guys have not seen the first story, go back. It's when I moved out at the age of 15. I will be inserting some clips of me and my honey talking on the phone. He know that I'm doing this, but sometimes he don't know that I'm recording him. So some of the calls, I'll be recording our calls because my honey is now in prison. But however, I met him back in 2006. Okay. I went downstairs because my kids were doing the most. Don't judge me, y'all. But run up and down them stairs. My friend and them, they end up moving to Halifax Street. So this is where a whole nother level of my life started, when they moved on Halifax Street. We back on the east side now. Me and my ex, it didn't work out like we thought it was. I just started to branch out, meeting new people. I still think I'm balling because I'm making $6 now at Walmart, and I think I'm making $6.25. But I was making money at Walmart. I had end up getting another car because the car that I had broke down. Basically, I drove that car to the wheels literally fell off until the motor blew up. So I traded in and got me a new car. So I got this fast banking car, this Chrysler Series. The music was loud, bumping. I thought I was hot stuff. Had my own house. Rent on number $300. A female in which I'm not gonna name, I started hanging around her. And that's how I started smoking weed. Used to get high as a kite. You hear me? And I started smoking weed heavy. Real heavy. And you know, when you start doing something different, you start hanging around sometimes and being around a different type of crowd. It was the same crowd, but I wasn't with that crowd as much as I was before. And talking to Burley today, we was basically talking about how we tried to smoke weed once. Now we had got some weed from this girl. Me and Burley took some of her weed. We were walking out the gate and we had some notebook paper because we know nothing. We was really young then, too young to be trying to smoke weed. But we had some notebook paper and we seen the police and we thought that the police was after us. We ran in the woods smoking some weed and some notebook paper and got high as a kite. We was really high. We ran in the woods behind Hoffler's trying to hide from the police because we just thought the police was coming for us. I love going back and talking to people, especially for memories. I actually had to y'all go back and talk to some people because I really forgot a lot of this stuff. I used to journal all the time. And again, I still haven't got to that point. So I'm moving a little bit far ahead. But I used to write down everything I used to do because it was just therapeutic for me. But she was telling me, she said, hey, I remember our first time smoking, we used notebook paper and we was walking out the gate and the police was coming by the little swamp and we ran in the woods. She said, I don't know if that was your first time or the beginning for you or not. And it was my first time. Me and her together, that was my first time. Every day I was smoking. I had to smoke every single day. That turned into a habit. It turned into a habit. So I met Steve back in 2006. Hold on, y'all. He was coming out of this guy named Doghouse, and we just started talking and vibing. And he came to my car, and he was kind of like flirting with me, but he swore out he wasn't flirting. But he definitely was flirting with me. Definitely was. I wasn't a flirter. You had to approach me. It wasn't on a relationship type level. We chilled and we smoked together a lot. He used to come with me to my house. We would smoke. I might sometimes cook. We was just enjoying each other's company, laughing, watching movies. We loved watching movies together. So I got a little clip of one of the times that we went to my house. Or no, one of the times he claimed that I begged him to go to my house. Honey, I ain't never sat in the car and I begged you to go with me and you never went.
You did though.
Okay.
You like, what's up? So you like, what you doing? I'm like, shit, I'm good. I smoke. You smoke. You like, you come to my house. I'm like, nah, I ain't
We lying.
nah.
Really?
Then I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. He was like, come on. I'm like, no, I'm just playing.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's how you used to do. You used to say, come on, let's go to your house. And then I don't say nothing, then you'd be like, nah. Or I'd say, come on. And you would be like, nah, you ain't going. You used to just play that game by yourself.
Beginning was like that. Then you was ready to come up there.
Really, Steve?
That's how I remember.
Okay. You funny. That's how we will always like meet up. He'll always come to my car with a big smile on his face and just ask, do I want to go to my house? And of course, I wanted to go to my house because I wanted to spend time with him. I wanted to chill with him. And just thinking now, he did used to be like, let's go to your house because I'm trying to see that pink spot. And when he used to say that, I used to be like, come on. And then he did used to be like, nah. But anyway, we end up going. But that's just something I just remembered. So I had to throw that out there. We always would go. We would always go to my house. And it was nothing going on, though. Even though a lot of people thought it was, we were never doing anything. We were literally going to my house to chill, and that's it. He tried his hand, but I told him don't touch me. I have a clip of him talking about that too. This was one time I was on the phone with Burley, and he was there. But some of the words just like might just be too explicit for kids.
So black tight, so I rub across your pussy. You like, don't do that no more. After that, again.
And he didn't do it no more, y'all.
I laid on the floor, like, all right, fuck it.
That was like our first encounter.
I got to drop me off your house. I'm glad you didn't have nobody come over there.
Because he definitely came. He popped up, came, drunk, threw up.
I put some water on my face. I got in the bed and balled up. That's the first time I hit you, too. You took advantage of me. You raped me.
Really?
I can't consent if I was under the influence.
Really? That's him,
No,
y'all.
I ain't do that. That's rape. No, I didn't. And I was like, what the hell? You ain't tell me to touch wet like that. I done slept in the bed with you about a month. It's been about a month or some change. We ain't never did nothing. Then you know, tell me, oh, baby. I remember playing with it one day and fell asleep on you. That's the first time that ever happened. You remember that? Mm-hmm. You were hot. I remember that too. So yeah, after that it was on damn.
It was definitely a wrap after that. We were so close, but yet so far away from each other that we didn't tell each other how we felt about each other. I know I'm going to get some backlash from some people watching this video. And I'm 34 years old. I'm about to be 35 next month. And I know I'm going to get some backlash from people because of some of the content. I just want to say, anybody who watching this right now, I don't care because I'm doing this for myself. You just got to tell your own story. I want to help somebody. And I didn't start off with that because I feel like I want to go back to the beginning so people can really understand why I am the way I am, how I am the way I am, and what events brought me to the 10 years that I went living in a situation that I was not happy in. So I just said all that to say, like, if you're watching this video and you like my family member or something, and you feel like I shouldn't be putting my business out there or whatnot, I mean, you entitled to your opinion. That's basically all I gotta say about that. Moving forward, that's basically how me and Steve came to pass. We were basically chilling. We was cool. We were like he said, we used to sleep in the same bed for a whole month. The very first time he tried to put his hands on me, touch me, I told him no. I told him no because that's not what I was trying to do. I really started liking him. He never disrespected me. He never called me out of my name. He never even though he tried his hands, but when I told him no, he respected it. He didn't stop talking to me. He didn't stop coming to my house. He didn't stop doing any of that. He respected it. He respected it, and that let me know he respected me. I seen that he respected me after that period of time that I didn't, deal with him in that type of way, I was ready for him. I was ready. I felt like, all right, this might be the dude. We never had conversations like, oh, I like you, I'm feeling you, none of that. Because this is what we did. And he started it. He used to always play songs. We would talk to each other through song to tell each other how we felt. So one of our favorite songs was Akon, Nobody Want to See Us Together. And we would just play that.
Both of us bust up. Because of that, it could be complicated. It's complicated. You get some challenges.
You have 1 minute remaining.
But I got you.
Huh?
But I got you. So how did that song come about?
Man, you listen to the song?
Yes.
Cause nobody ain't like us been together. They was hating on the love. And the song just fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played it first or I heard it. I don't know how. I just thought it fit down. It just automatic got song. We never talked about it either.
Nope.
Anyway, I like you. I'm crazy.
I love you too, baby.
We never said that. We just automatic like that. Just said. It was understood. For real. We did a whole lot of crazy stuff back then. So we are. I mean, that ain't true. I got you. We together now. It's the end.
Yep. Love you.
That's about it. Fuck it, you, baby.
Thank you for using GTL.
We would play it, we would sing it, and we would vibe. And the energy was just, I loved the energy. It was something different. He was basically the first person that actually took their time with me. Even though we never like established anything. When I say took his time, I'm not talking about in an intimate way. I'm talking about he became my friend. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that time. So I started falling for him. I really did. But I never told him because I always, in my mind, the dude talked to the girl in that way. I wasn't equipped to talk to him that way. As time passed on, all he had to do was play the right song. All I had to do was play the right song. I was sitting in my car, y'all, and I had a sunroof. One day, I seen him talking to another female, and it kind of hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings. So I started playing Silly of Me to think that I could ever have you for my guy. How I want you. I was playing it in my car, and he walked up to my car, put his head in the sunroof, and looked in and said, "So that's how you feel?" And so I just looked up at him and was like, you know, just like whatever, brushing him off like whatever. But that's really how I felt. And he knew that's how I felt. And we talk about this a lot because we always talk about how we never expressed our feelings to each other. But we used to express ourselves through these songs, Steve. And he know that. So we definitely talk about that. But he always talk about how he just wasn't ready for me and how he always knew that I was a good woman. We reminisce sometimes. We definitely reminisce. I'm trying to talk about it from back in the day and like not now because we lost connection, y'all, for like 10 years. Our time spent together was short, but it seemed like forever, y'all. It seemed like so long, but it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long. It wasn't as long as I wished it could have been. However, he had started talking to somebody else, but one part he had got locked up. And I liked him so much. I went and got him. I went to get him. He was basically upset with me. He was upset with me because he was like, why would you do that? Why would you spend your money and all this other stuff? Because I basically bought him out. I think his bond was like $200. And I was balling. I've always been good with money. Let me say that. I've always been good with money. I went and got him. And of course, I had to go to work. So by the time they let him out, I was already at work, right? So he called me. He was like, I'm out. Come get me. And I was like, I'm at work. I can't come. I'm gonna come as soon as I get off work. As soon as I get off work, right, I'm walking out to the parking lot at Walmart, going to my car. Guess who walking up the Walmart parking lot, y'all? He was walking up Walmart parking lot. He was like, ain't no way in H I was gonna stay in that chair and wait for you to come to me. I started walking. So he was like, he thanked me for coming to get him and all this stuff. And he was like, I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back. He paid me back. He paid me back. He just had this bond. And that just furthermore showed me like he was not trying to use me, and that meant a lot to me. We continue to talk, we continue to be friends. One of his reasons for kind of like branching away from me is that he actually had love for another person. He felt like she really loved and cared for him, and he met her first. I was upset. So the last time that he came to chill over my house, I basically like brushed him off. It's kind of how we just like slowly, stopped being around each other. I kind of like slowed down talking to him, and he slowed down, talking to me, because he was, he was being him. He wasn't my man. He wasn't my boyfriend. We was just doing what we was doing, and that's basically how that came to a halt. We went our separate ways. It was a really fun phase for me dealing with him like that. I never forget. I'll never forget one day. I don't know how I can introduce him without saying his name. I'm gonna call him Dolo. Dolo had been trying to get with me since I was with my ex. However, I was with my ex, and that's who I was with, and want nothing that was gonna, stop that. Me and Dolo chilled all the time. But it was on a friendship level only. I didn't like Dolo. I had no interest in Dolo at all. But Dolo liked me, and I knew that. I would sit in the car with Dolo, and he basically, for real, Dolo used to sit and listen to all my problems. Dolo would listen to everything about my ex. And I basically laid the blueprint out for Dolo to basically get with me. But I'll never forget one time I was with Dolo. I took him somewhere. Steve came, knocked on Dolo's door, and was like, he told me, he was like, come in. Like, what's up? He was like, Steve was basically like, what the F you doing down here? And I was like, we just smoking, which that's really what we were doing. We just smoking. He was basically like, oh, all right. And Steve ended up getting locked up again. I heard he had went to jail. So once he went to jail, we had already like diffused. But I was sad. I was really sad. I was like, Dad, like, what happened? I don't remember if anybody had told me what happened. But my friend that I was hanging with at the time, she used to kind of like keep tabs on them for me and tell me stuff that was going on. Me and Dolo started getting close. Still was like, no, I'm not gonna deal with him. I'm not gonna deal with him. We end up chilling a little bit harder than what we were, like literally at my house, and we started getting closer. Steve wrote me. We had wrote each other. I had wrote him, and I told him that I talked to somebody now, and I didn't tell him who it was. I just basically told him I talked to somebody now. And I eventually told him who it was that I talked to. And he wrote me back in a letter, and he told me, do not talk to him. Warning do come before destruction. And he was definitely trying to warn me. And I didn't listen, because I'm like, you left me. In my head, I'm like, you left me. You went off. You had found you somebody else to talk to and deal with, and you left me. So I didn't really care. I guess I can say I didn't care that he said that. It was just like, you left me. And by then, when I did receive that letter, I was already too far gone. Dolo had moved in with me. When Dolo moved in with me, my entire life changed. And that was like the first time he pushed me. He pushed me down on the bed, and I got back up, and he pushed me down again. And that's how it all started. Yeah, I could have been dead, y'all. So I do want to leave y'all on that note. I want to end the story right there. I'm going to start from here and my life and my relationship with Dolo. It get real, y'all. And it get real. It get real. It get real. It do. But I just want to thank you guys for watching my video. Taking y'all time, listening to me rant on and again. I'm going to continue to keep ranting on and again. Like I said, I do not care, you know, anybody that feel like I shouldn't be doing this, but this is my peace. This is my truth. Even though I'm still leaving out so many details. So many details. However, I'm going to continue to speak my peace and speak my truth. I did my best to bring down, keep it at a minimum with some people who did certain things that I just didn't, you know, speak of. But it is what it is. And I want to say, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications so y'all can get notifications every time I post a video. At this point right now, these are probably going to be the only videos that I post as of now. And I just want to thank everyone for watching my channel, for your continued support. If you like, if you comment, everybody comment. You can share it too. That's what it's here for. And hopefully it can help somebody. It can help somebody. I just want to thank you guys for watching my channel. Peace.